Thanks for joining us today, Darren. It's just a quick, short interview so we can share with people exactly the value that an intermediary brings, in particular, to the first-time buyer market. Your business seems to cater, specifically at the moment, for the first-time buyer audience. What is it that you offer your customers that the traditional high street banks just don't seem to offer direct?
So firstly, I'd like to say flexibility. So being a self-employed broker, I can talk anytime. So a lot of my social media says I'm available anytime, and I literally am. It's a very stressful journey in terms of home buying. So I want to kind of make the process as easy as possible. I'm there to hold an individual's or client's hands, basically. Again, the process is very, very stressful. I've been through it a couple of times myself already. I'm basically the point of contact. So I'll work hard to understand the client's circumstances and try and place them with a suitable lender.
So it's a really important factor where you're taking away all that stress and you're catering to far more people than just your regular 9 to 5, because actually so many people work 9 to 5 nowadays that you can't actually fit into the model of getting your appointments for your high street banks. What does your day-to-day workload primarily involve as an intermediary?
There's a lot of chasing. There's a lot of chasing involved. There's a lot of preparation that kind of goes in before placing the case. So I'm chasing BDMs to make sure I kind of get an answer in a timely fashion. And then chasing a lender. I'm chasing solicitors. There's a lot of chasing that goes on behind the scenes just to make sure cases are moving and clients don't have to sort of worry or stress about what's kind of going on in the process. A large part of my working day is also I make sure I'm available to clients. So again, for first-time buyers, buying a house is the center of their universe when they're looking to buy. It's all consuming. It's all they're thinking about, all they're kind of considering. They might be kind of going to bed dreaming about the house. They might wake up thinking about the house and what about this, what about that. So my job, I think, is very important to be available. The rest of my day, I'd say, is probably researching, developing my knowledge. So for me, it's vitally important to keep my lender knowledge up to date. So I do that by sitting on a number of webinars, speaking to BDMs, researching, looking at criteria, just so when clients come to me, I've kind of got good understanding of who will accept their case and who I can kind of put that with.
What do you think is the biggest stumbling blocks in today's first-time buyer market?
So for me, the biggest stumbling block would be available products and kind of criteria. Because at the moment with COVID and the situation lenders are in, there's quite a number of restrictions. So first-time buyers, I think, are definitely finding it harder, whether they have to kind of stump up a bigger deposit. Again, in terms of what's available, sometimes lenders are restricting the term, which then impacts affordability. Criteria, again, seems to be changing daily. So at the moment, not all lenders are accepting overtime, additional income. And there's various bits with kind of criteria. For me as a broker, it's important for me to stay on top of this. And I'd probably say it would be a lot harder for kind of clients to sort of try and manage that on their own. So for me, it's let a broker help do that.
Being an intermediary in this market now is probably the pivotal point of a first-time buyer's succession planning to get a property. You know, I think if you're going to make that step into home movement, you definitely need to seek intermediary advice. You know, it's great that you've got a relationship with your bank for so many years, but you know, like you say, they've not got access to the abundance of people and products that you have as an intermediary.
Yeah.
So you can see that there's a whole challenges facing the first-time buyer market currently, and you offer a lot of services to cover that, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
If you could offer one top tip to any prospective first-time buyer looking to get on a ladder, what would it be?
I know you've asked for one, but I'm going to give you two. So first of all, for me, this goes without saying, is get yourself a broker. So as I say, I think I've articulated throughout the benefits a broker will provide. So get yourself a broker. Number two, my next top tip would be to get yourself mortgage ready. So what does mortgage ready mean? So basically, I say to any prospective first-time buyers, consider who you would sell your property to. So would you sell to person A, who doesn't have a decision in principle, doesn't have proof of deposit, not even kind of consider the solicitor, and generally appear unorganised? Or would you kind of consider person B? And this is what I hope to mould all my clients into, person B. So decision in principle is done. They've got the broker on their side as well. They've considered solicitors. They've got a proof of deposit and much more organised. So to all my clients, I say you need to make sure you present yourself in the best possible light. So when they're kind of umming and ahhing about who they should sell to, you're going to be top of the queue, basically. So get yourself, you have to be mortgage ready.
If you just summarise in a minute, why the broker for a first-time buyer?
Yeah, so I'd say for many reasons. So first of all, whole of market. So as a broker, I've got access to a wide range of different lenders, some specialists, as say some are high street. I can obviously look at the criteria. I've got the BDM support. I can use my contacts to make sure cases kept moving, basically. Clients, you can't do that, basically. So if a case does hit a bit of a stumble, I've got the knowledge, I've got the contact to make sure I can kind of overcome the hurdle and kind of keep the case moving. And that basically reduces stress level, because it's a very stressful process. I'm sure you appreciate. As a broker, it's my job to make sure preparation, I've prepared as best as I can. I've spoken to the BDM, I've sought some advice before placing cases. So for me, it's about placing a case sort of right first time. Again, for whatever reason, if it doesn't work out, I can then offer a second option, a third option, a fourth option. So I think it's important to kind of give clients that the ability to know that I have looked at their situation, their circumstances, I've done a lot of research, I've spoken to lenders, and I know I'm confident the case will fit before I sort of submit it.
That's fantastic, and that's absolutely absolutely what the intermediary brings to this current market, because not every customer fits the traditional sort of cookie cutter mold, let's call it, in terms of the high street, you know, and that's when you do need the intermediary to find, maybe it's a specialist lender, maybe it's a big lender that just has a bit more of a niche to accept a different clientele. But that's absolutely where you guys fit in and support what is a really, really good first-time buyer market, albeit with its challenges currently. Thank you very much for your time today, Darren. It's been I really appreciate it, and thanks for sharing that with us.
No, thank you.
And hopefully we'll see more of you in the future.
Hopefully so.